ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here in Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go. Let's go. Eight. Let's go. You tighten up.
A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Next, receivers have spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll go as a gain of 33, and that play started back at their own 33.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second and 9, Newton eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
Even at the age of 30, Cam says it's just a number. Still a real threat running the football. We all know about the touchdowns, but ran for 488 yards last season. That was fourth among all NFL quarterbacks. He can still tote the mail.
Now a first down throw for Newton. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he coughed it up. And the Seahawks have picked it up. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. He's at the 30, 10, 5, and they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching him.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
Got an open man. It's McLeod. And the ball is knocked out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown right here.
The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
3rd and 2, Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Right there, 54 miles. 65, 65. Good, good, good. Hey, one set, one set.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Flush to his right. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Watch the run, watch the run. 19. Check out,
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go,
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip throw. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Watch it.
From the gun, here's Newton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. K.J. Wright in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Great. 20.
Out of the gun, Newton. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line with a sack at Ziggy Ansah. Here's Michael Palardy now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Our first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from Green Bay. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Check. Watch 54. Tackles. Go 14. Mike 5-4.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson flushed out right. This one into the hands of Metcalf.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
54, right there. 54, Mike.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down.
Jason Myers for the Seahawks field goal. A 55-yard decision.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 46-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
It's our time. Mike 54.
On first down, it's Newton. Escaping the pressure right. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again. Newton. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
After the missed kick, they're in really good position. They'll begin this drive at the 39 now. They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Calling a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 38-yard line.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Here's Wilson to throw. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand.
Let's go.
That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player?
Here we go, G. Get off the field.
How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Good job right there. Good job right there.
Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got his target. That's more. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Oh, you get on the head. Oh, you get on the head. Mike's 59.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Wilson now. Going to throw again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the 1st half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there ready to begin their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
20. 49.
On 1st and 10, Newton. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw again, Newton. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that, but if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since.
I'm going back to you. Greg. 3.
A shotgun snap for Newton. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air again, Newton. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
49 plus 49. It's a party now. It's a party now.
Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Newton to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
I know you felt that one.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Mike, 49. Hey, tighten down.
Newton throwing again. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Watch the curve. Watch the
This time Wilson will throw. Going for the deep ball. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Luke Kuechly drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And it's fielded at the 34. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position.
Mike 54. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
On 1st down, Newton gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. 7 yards on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
The Seahawks, 38-yard line.
McCaffrey. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
On the Seahawks, 28-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
20.
Now again, right side McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down. From the gun, Newton. And that will be incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
The Seahawks take over.
Let's go. Let's go.
25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. Brian Burns in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Let's take it inside his own 40.
Ready! Ready! Mike by 4. Ricky! Check! 8!
This is Scarlett on the carry. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when...
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Bobby Wagner able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike 50. Hey, check. Express. Go back. We got motion. Back up. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. 20. Great.
Operating from the gun. Newton, quick slant, caught by Moore. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So it's a third field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
No, they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The third quarter has not been kind to them after they built that lead at intermission. They've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Check, 59. Me and you all day. I'm coming after you.
Here's Carson. And an alley to run. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run on first down. Carson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
54 Mike. Go, go, go.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
On third down, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over, but that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
Mike 54. Man, that's trash. That's trash.
On first down, it's Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On first and 10, it's Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but it'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it now, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Ready.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Mike 54. Exit. Trump. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me. Eight. Me and you. It's just me and you.
Here's Newton. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney. It's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Throwing on second and long. Newton, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Third and long, it's Newton. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Kill. Eight.
They snap it to Newton. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dab. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
They run again with Carson. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed, like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, it's Carson, and tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Let's go double count right here, double count.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Now Newton on first down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Throwing on 3rd and long. Newton. Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
Mike 380. Mike 5-4. I'm on.
And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And they take a knee.
Wilson on the keeper. A loss of a yard. Brings up 4th down.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14.
Let him know, let him know.
So the victory here for Seattle. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but
I like where we're going with this. Though you say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man.